right, we're on the record. It's October 16th, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the City Attorney.
Lakeisha Hagan, Office of the Public Defender.
Good morning. I know you're here for Shanetta Small.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Okay.
Helen Bernsdorf for Mental Health Diversion, Mental Health Pretrial Release. Yes, I'm here this morning to ask for an order, please, for mental health pretrial release for Ms. Small.
Okay, and it's 2019 MM 5872. I do see the state did file an information charging her with trespass in a structure. And she had an initial appearance back on July 14, 2019 with Judge Bleckman. There were no conditions of release set, so I will order her into mental health pretrial release if she qualifies, which I believe she does.
Yes, Your Honor, she does.
And so there will be some conditions because there were no conditions imposed prior. So she's not to return back to 2453 South Orange Avenue, and I believe that is, I don't know the name of the business, but she can't go back there and she can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Does she take medication?
Yes, Your Honor, and she's aware with mental health pretrial release, she is aware that the conditions of her release with mental health PTR continue with
Okay, and
medications.
so, yes, continue with any medication as prescribed by her
Right.
doctors. Okay,
Right.
and then keep in touch with anybody, her case manager.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
All right.
anything else?
No, but thank you so very
Okay,
much.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too, I'll wait for the order.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, no contact, and no return. Do you need the address? Okay. And then keep in touch with the case manager and take medication.
Honor, before we begin, I don't know if you remember from yesterday, Mr. Brandon Aro, where I
Yes.
asked for reconsideration. I wanted to know if you would rehear that today. I was able to get documentation yesterday after court, and just wanted to know if you would have any objection to reconsidering it this morning.
Well, you can provide me anything that you want, and as long as the state's been provided that information, I don't know what that information is.
I'll bring it.
So, okay, so we'll deal with that at the end. and-
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Dale Dykes,
All right, Mr. Dykes, you're here in 2019 CF 9491AO, and you were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Looks like the state did file an information in the case, charging you in the information with fraudulent use of personal identification information, fraudulent use of credit card more than 2 times in a 6-month period, and petty theft of $100 or more. So that's what the state has charged you with. And so you were arrested pursuant to the warrant for some different charges. And so I'm ordering that you're not to return back to any location named in the warrant, as well as no contact with any victim or witness in the case, as well as any co-defendant. And am I setting bonds on the information? Because the information charges versus the warrants are completely different.
Information, Your Honor.
Okay, so count 1 of the information, the bond will be set at $2,500, count 2 will be $150, and count 3 will be $100. And I'll appoint the public defender. Sorry. 2,500. One. Okay, this is the information. But I can't set it on the warrant, I have to set it on the information. All right, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
David Keelas,
All right, Mr. Keelis, you're hearing case number 2019 CF 14471AO. You're arrested for resisting an officer with violence with a weapon and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in the case. And in that, looks like you're also here in another case, 2019 CF 14449AO, and you're arrested for 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer. I do find probable cause for those offenses as well. So in both cases, you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. On the first case, 14471, your bond will stay set at $2,500 and $100. And in 14449AO, it's $1,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2.
There's a third case, Your Honor. I have a third.
Oh, a third case?
Yes.
14450.
I don't have an affidavit for that. Oh, it's hidden. Okay, I haven't read that one, so let me review that one. All right, I do find probable cause in 19 CF 14450AO for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and 3 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon. And I'll appoint the PD in that case as well. Same conditions, no contact with any victim or witness, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And the bond will stay set at $150, $5,000, $150, and $150. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jermaine Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith. Excuse me. Thank you. All right, you're hearing case number 2019 CF 14294AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for retail theft over $300. And I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may not go back to any Home Depot. You are not to have any contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in the case, and the bond will stay set as in the warrant at $1,000. Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Freddie Galloway.
All right,
ma'am.
Mr. Galloway, you're here in 2019 MO 1718. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Is there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. An adjudication guilt, credit for time served. And Mr. Galloway would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Galloway, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, Your
Do you
Honor.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation anywhere?
Oh, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, Your
Okay, I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. And I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 16th, 2020, okay? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Chanel General.
All right, Ms. General, you're here in 2019 MM 8404AO, arrested for criminal mischief under 200, excuse me. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state will have an offer for you today. It's a victim case.
There was no offer.
Okay. All right, so you're not to return back to 4963 Raleigh Street, number 5, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I'll stay the bond at the $250. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Wendy Andre.
All right, Miss Andre, you're here in 2019 CF 14470AO. You're arrested for burglary of a dwelling, petty theft, and criminal mischief. And I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not return back to 332 East Welch Road or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And the bond will stay set at $5,000 on count 1, 100 on counts 2 and 3. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Regine Blair.
All right, Mr. Blair, you're here in 2019 CF 14420AO. And the state did file an information in the case, and probable cause was found by a judge for petty theft, 2 prior convictions. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not return back to 11250 East Colonial Drive, the Walmart there. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. The judge did put $1,000 or pretrial release, but I don't believe you qualify for pretrial release, so I'll impose the $1,000 bond. Well, he doesn't qualify for it. All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Devontae Donaldson.
Okay, Tanya Cole?
Tanya Cole's mental health. Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset her. All right, Mr. Donaldson. Okay, Mr. Donaldson, you're here in 2019 CF 14464AO. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. And I also had a PC challenge as to this case because there's nothing connecting him to the burglary. I'll appoint the PD to represent him, but there's nothing in the affidavit connecting him to the burglary.
We spoke prior to court, say, well, after 24 hours, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'll provide the state attorney's office 24 hours to provide the court probable cause for the charge of burglary of an unoccupied dwelling.
And Your Honor, we asked that he be released today based on 3.133 if probable cause isn't found today, that he should be released.
Okay, so the rule says probable cause needs to be found, I believe, within 48 hours. The state can have up to 72 hours.
In extraordinary circumstances.
Up for additional time after 48, but the rule says within 48 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
May I have a moment?
Sure.
Your Honor, the rule states, oh, I'm sorry, yes, 3.133A1. Oh, well, yes, Your Honor, it says that the probable cause determination shall be held before the judge within 48 hours. And today is the determination, right?
So you have initial appearance within
Yes.
24 hours of arrest. And a
Yes.
probable cause challenge is within 48 hours. So that's why when the state asks for additional 24 hours, they get that.
Okay,
So
and the
it's-
probable cause finding doesn't have to be found at the initial appearance? Okay,
Not pursuant to the rule.
okay.
So if the state can't give it to me by tomorrow, if they have extraordinary circumstances, and they can provide that to the court, then I can give them up to 72 hours.
Okay,
But,
thank you, Your Honor.
okay. So I'll give the state the additional 24 hours with regards to the probable cause finding, and we'll reset this for tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Devontae Francis.
All right, Mr. Francis, you're here in 2019 CF 14469AO. Thanks. You're arrested for burglary of a structure. I do find probable cause for the offense, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to 5806 B Lori Lane or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and the bond will stay set at $3,500. Huh? For what? For just the one I just did? Oh, it's okay. All right, please tell me your name, sir. You tell me your name, please?
David Hare.
All right, Mr. Hare, you're here in 2019 CF 14480. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, possession of fentanyl, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of Xanax, possession of a controlled substance with a weapon, possession of heroin with a weapon, trafficking in amphetamines over 28 grams with a firearm, and possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. I don't have a form for the public defender. Were you planning on hiring your own attorney?
I have a private counsel for another charge. I'm gonna have to talk to him
Is
first.
that Mr. Scott?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So at this time, I find probable cause for counts 1 and 8. I don't find probable cause for counts 2 through 7.
Yes, we spoke about this prior. I mentioned the RORs counts 2 through 7, and then I'm sorry. Yes, and then setting count 8 as the primary, count 1 as the subsidiary.
Okay, so you're asking him to be released ROR for trafficking over 28 grams with a firearm?
Yes, Your Honor, for the possession, we're gonna ask for a higher amount on the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and the bonds be revoked.
Okay,
And we
what
know
are,
that-
what are you asking for?
We're gonna ask for 10,000 on count 8. We're gonna ask for 2,500 on count 1. And we're gonna ask for the bonds to be revoked with his out on bond cases, which are 2019 CF 12157, which is another grand theft case, and 2019 CF 9577. That he be held at no bond on those cases.
Okay, and you said 10,000 on count 8?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hare, so I'm gonna order that you're not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition. You may not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription or have any contact with any witness or victim in the case. And, as to count 1, the bond will be 2,500. As I said before, I do not find probable cause for counts 2 through 7, and pursuant to the state's request, I will ROR you on those additional counts. And count 8, your bond will be set at $10,000, and I am revoking the bonds in 2019 CF 12157AO and 2019 CF 9577AO. Do you have Mr. Scott on both of those cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I only have him he's on both? Okay, I didn't list him on both here, so those bonds will be revoked. I want to get in touch with Mr. Scott and let him know, and so that he can file any motions for you on your behalf with regards to your bonds, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Reginald Lamar Harris.
Okay, Mr. Harris, all right. All right, Mr. Harris, you're here in 2019 CF 14102AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for retail theft over $300. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. You're not to return back to any Home Depot or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and the bond will stay set at the $5,000 as in the warrant. Looks like you do have an out-of-county hold for Lake County. You have an out-of-county hold for Lake County.
Yes, it's a bondable
Okay.
offense, though, right? The
I
bond.
don't know anything about it. But you have an that's not the warrant. Huh?
He has a $2,000 bond.
Okay, you do have a bond in that case, okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Scott Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2019 CF 14455AO. You're arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure and criminal mischief of $1,000 or more. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not return back to 1500 South Orlando Avenue in Winter Park, the Center for Reproductive Medicine. You may not have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. The bond will stay set at $2,500 and $150. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Mario Lewis.
All right, Mr. Lewis, you're here in 2019 CF 12193. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was found for retail theft over 300 as a subsequent theft, conspiracy to commit retail theft, and resisting a merchant and battery. And I'll appoint, well, I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you plan on hiring your own attorney?
I have a form.
Okay. We have a form? Oh, we got a form for you. Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you're not to return back to 5476 Fun Spot Way or have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or co-defendant. No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition. And the bond will stay set as set in the warrant at $2,500, $500, $500, and $1,000.
Yes.
Looks like he also has a hold for Hillsborough.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
$2,000 bond on that. SBA petty theft.
All right, good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Rob Loper.
All right, Mr. Loker, you're here in 2018 CF 706AO, and you're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a status hearing on September 13, 2019. The judge in your case did revoke your bond and set your bonds at none on each count. And does he have the PD?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see if you have the public defender previously appointed for the VOP.
Previously you did.
For the VOP? Let's
No,
see.
for the VOP.
I don't think. So on 10/14, 10/4, excuse me. Looks like you were represented by the public defender, and that was the last hearing. It was, and then a status hearing was set. So the PD was appointed to represent you on the violation of probation. And they were appointed on 9/21. So you do have the public defender in the case. Okay, I just want to make sure he has an attorney, and they can file any motions with regards to bond for you in the case. All right, please tell me your name.
Matthew Mathis.
All right, Mr. Mathis, you're here in 2019 CF 6351, and looks like you were arrested pursuant to a warrant for some charges, but the state did file an information in your case for grand theft third degree. That information was filed back in June 4, 2019. So I am going to order that you're not to return back to the Bank of America, any Bank of America. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. And I'm gonna set the bond at 2,500 on the grand theft, which you're charged with, so.
We have the ROR in the second.
Yeah, I mean, well, he wasn't, so he was charged with, the first count in the warrant is different than what he was charged with it by information.
Right, so we either have the ROR to count two, or
Right.
the affidavit, or.
Okay.
legal.
Okay, so count two will ROR, count one will be the 2,500, but it is grand theft, right? And I don't have a form for the PD, so were you planning on hiring your own attorney? Did you fill out a form?
I was going to get my own attorney.
Okay, you're gonna get your own attorney?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
My name is Alfredo Simpson Jr.
All right, Mr. Simpson, you're here in 2018 CF 11372AO. You're arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a status hearing on October 4th, 2019. The judge did set your bond at none in the case. Does he have the public defender? Okay, you have Ms. Sweet representing you?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have to contact Ms. Sweet. She's gonna have to file a motion with regards to getting you a bond with Judge Whitehead, because you're in drug court, correct?
Yeah.
Right? All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Rhonda Vaught.
All right, Ms. Fott, you're here in 2019 CF 14468AO. You're arrested for petty theft as a third subsequent offense. And I don't find probable cause for that. I find probable cause for a petty theft. There's nothing in there indicating she has priors, other than she has a previous history of theft.
No objection.
Okay, so I find probable cause for 812.014 subsection 3 subsection A. Which is petty theft. And I'll appoint the public defender's office if I didn't previously say that. You're not to return back to the Publix at 1545 Rock Springs Road or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And I'll set the bond at 500. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Markeisha Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you're here in 2019 CF 14446AO. You're arrested for 2 counts of possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. May not possess or possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. And your bonds will be set at 5,000 on count 1. I'll reduce count 2 to 150. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Thomas Bentley.
All right, Mr. Bentley, you're here in 2019 MO 1716. You were arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. An adjudication withheld, credit for time served. And Mr. Bentley would accept the offer and plead no contest.
Huh?
I said withheld.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Bentley, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes,
Did
that's
you-
my signature.
Okay. Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
No. What rights am I giving up?
Okay. Do you want to look at the plea form
Oh,
again?
the plea form. I did read that, but I didn't understand.
So you have.
Okay.
you
All
have a
right.
bun- You have a bunch of rights, and that would be the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you've committed the offense. You have the right to call witnesses in your own defense. You have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses.
Okay.
There's a bunch of rights that were listed on the plea form. Did you read the plea form?
Yeah, I did read it. I just didn't. I read it.
Okay, so you understand all the things that you're giving up when you enter the plea.
Yes.
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
I am a U.S. citizen.
Okay, all right. But you understand that if you were not, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Okay. Yeah.
You
nah.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication. Sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 16th, 2020. That gives you a year, okay? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
All right, so I gotta do time served.
All right, good morning. Please tell me your name.
Ronald Cockrell.
All right, Mr. Cockrell, you're here in 2019 MO 1717. You're arrested for state misdemeanors. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication withheld, credit for time served. Mr. Cockrell would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Cockrell, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form? Is that a yes? Okay. Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 16, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. All right, good morning. Please tell me your name, sir.
Philip Holmes.
All right, Mr. Holmes, you're here in 2019 MM 8423AO. You're arrested for a violation of a county ordinance. I do find probable cause for that offense, and I don't have a form for the public defender. Do you want to see if the state has an offer?
They do.
Oh, they,
Yes, they do.
okay, I'm sure they do. Is it
Credit for time served.
adjudication? Okay. And I would have to impose court costs. I'd give you a year to pay those off. Do you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll have you sign that plea form. Thank you. All right, Mr. Holmes, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I do.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay, understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order that you pay your court costs by October 16, 2020. That gives you a year.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Stephen McCarter.
All right, Mr. McCarter, you're here in 2019 MO 1719, and you're arrested for disorderly conduct. I don't have a form for the PD. Do you want to, I'm sure, Ms. Haley, do you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication guilt, credit for time served.
Okay, so the state's offers adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. I would have to impose court costs. I'd give you a year to pay those off. Do you want to do that, Mr. McCarter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have you signed the plea form? Thank you. Oh, no, you're fine. All right, Mr. McCarter, I'm showing you this plea form. You gotta look up at me. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all those rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order that you pay your court costs by October 16, 2020. And if you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. All right. Good morning. Please tell me your name, sir.
Robert Nielsen.
All right, Mr. Nielsen, you're here in 2019 MM 8431AO. You're arrested for a violation of a county ordinance. I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. I do see that you have another case, also a soliciting without a permit. I don't know if the state has a global offer.
We did not, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there an offer on the,
Adjudicate credit for time served.
okay. So do you want to accept that offer, Mr.
Yes,
Nielsen?
ma'am.
Okay.
There's no action on the
Yeah, I'm not going to take any action on the out-on release case. You do have a court date coming up.
Yes,
When is
on the
it?
30th.
Yes, do not miss that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Nielsen, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by October 16, 2020. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. And I won't take action, just don't miss your court date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
William Seiler.
All right, Mr. Seiler, you're here in 2019 MO 1720, and you're arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the PD. Do you want to see if this, do you want to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication withheld, credit for time served.
Okay, and then I would have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those off, okay? All right, Mr. Seiler, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained in the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
No.
Okay, do you find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file? I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I'll order you pay your court costs by October 16, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Is there something? Okay, I wasn't sure. Did you hear what I said, sir?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I got lost.
I didn't think so. All right. All right, I said if you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Does that mean I get out today? Okay.
Distracting everybody over
He's trying
there.
to see if we were appointed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry.
I knew he wasn't listening. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Thomas Burke.
All right, Mr. Burke. You're here in 2019 MM 8410AO. You're arrested for 3 counts of resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Does the state have an offer?
There you go.
Okay. So, you're not to return back to Lens Crafters at 4319 East Colonial Drive or have any contact with any witness in the case. And I'll stay the bonds at 500, 100, and 100. You're out on bond for 2 cases. 2019 CF 9349AO, 2019 CF 9394AO. I'm going to revoke the bonds in those cases and set the bonds at none. And does he have any attorneys in those cases? Okay, so the PD was previously appointed to represent you. They can file any motions on your behalf with regards to bond.
Desmond Derrick is mental health county.
All right, we will reset Mr. Derrick. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Ariel Dumont.
All right, Ms. Dumont, you're here in 2019 MM 8432AO. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can't go back to 3101 West Princeton Street, that Walmart, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Do qualify for pretrial release. I'm going to put you in pretrial release. You need to make sure that you comply with all of my requirements and theirs as well, okay? If you don't, and they tell me or another judge, that your release can get revoked, okay? Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Marcus
All
English.
right, Mr. English, you're here in 2019 MM 8403AO. You're arrested for trespass in dwelling after warning. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. An adjudication guilt, 4 days Orange County Jail. I believe he has credit for 2, and no return to the place of the incident. And Mr. English would like to accept the offer and plead no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. English, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to 1514 37th Street, apartment number 1, or have any contact with any witness in the case. And I'll order that you pay court costs by October 16, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Ms. Wish? My name is DeJuan Gines.
All right, Mr. Guines, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am highly favored, blessed, if I want to say it in so many words.
All right, you're here in 2019 MM 463AE. You're arrested for an assault. I do find probable cause for the offense. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Got a plea?
I don't know if the state will have an offer today. It's a victim case. Okay. So I am going to order that you have no contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You may not possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. And I am going to stay the bond at the $1,000, but I'm not going to revoke your bond.
Huh?
You're out on release, okay? In another case. You have a felony pending. You have a grand theft and a possession of cocaine pending, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna revoke that relief. No, you got released ROR, but the case, I don't believe, is closed out yet. So, I'm not gonna take any action on that today, okay? But if you come back and you have 2 cases that you're out on release on, I don't think a judge is gonna not revoke your bond or your release, okay?
Okay, well, I would just want to ask one question before he pushed me out. Is there
I
any,
don't think Dexter's gonna push you out, okay?
is there any way that sometime soon I will be able to resolve this case?
I don't know, the state's gonna have to file an information.
Right.
Okay, and they may or may not do that. I don't make that decision. The state attorney's office makes that decision. So you just keep in touch with your attorney. Make sure that you don't miss any court dates if you do have any court dates coming up, okay?
Well, I ain't gonna be out no time.
So make sure they know how to get a hold of you. All right, good luck, Mr. Guines. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
David Lamb.
All right, Mr. Lamb, you're here in 2019 MM 8406AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication guilt, credit for time served, and no return to the Circle K.
Okay. You want to accept the offer?
I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
and plead no contest.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lamb, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom? I need you to speak out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that yes? I can't hardly hear you.
I can't, what'd you say?
Is this your signature at the bottom
Yes,
of the plea
ma'am.
form? Did you understand everything contained within the plea form? I need you to speak out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You may not go back to the Circle K at 16891 East Colonial Drive. You gotta abide by the trespass warning. If you go back, probably get arrested. Don't want that to happen. I'll impose court costs and order that you pay those by October 16th, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck, Mr. Lamb, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Shanette Lee.
All right, Miss Lee, you're here in 2019 MM 8425AO. You're arrested for trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance as a refusal to leave. I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
Oh, no.
All right.
I need a read.
Okay, well, I can't put you in rehab. You'll have to seek that out yourself. Okay, well, ma'am, today we're here on the trespass. If you want to resolve your case today and it's an adjudication of guilt, you'll get credit for the time you've served. You'll get out today.
I ain't trying to get out today. I'm
Well-
trying to find somewhere to go in to keep me from having to go back in,
I
out there to
understand.
come back in.
I understand.
Because
So
then
you
I
don't
have to do
accept-
something else to come back in.
You don't have to accept the offer today if you don't
No,
want to
I don't
accept
wanna-
the
I
offer.
don't want to accept that offer.
Okay, all right. So I will order that you're not to return back to the Lynx bus station at 455 North Garland Avenue. You can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and the bond will stay set at the $500, okay?
Thank you.
Do one public defender.
She does not want the PD. Do you want me to appoint the PD to represent you, ma'am?
I just want. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public
I just
defender. I
wanna
don't.
go to sleep.
No, we just had the wrong. Sorry. And I appointed the PD, you got that one? Okay, I got it right. Thanks. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Shanika Long.
All right, Miss Long, you're here in 2019 MM 8430AO. You're arrested for petty theft and battery. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I don't know if the state will have an offer today.
No, Your Honor.
So you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness. You're not to return back to Total Wine Spirits at 4625 Millennia Plaza Way. And you're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. The bonds will stay set at 500 and 100. You're out on release or out on bond in 2019 CF 13404AO. I am going to revoke the bond and set the bond at none. Does she have an attorney? I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case, and they can file a bond motion for you.
Well, she revoked my bond.
All right, please tell me your name.
1 second, Ryan.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Can you tell me your name, please?
Slater, all right?
All right, Mr. Narat, you're here in 2019 MM 8429AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
There is not, but no objection to our offer.
Okay. All right, Mr. Narat, I'm you do have a prior failure to appear of this year, so I needed to make sure you understand that you need to show up to court if I release you on your own recognizance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's very important. If you do not, then you're probably gonna have a judge issue a warrant, okay?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then they'll have no bond and you'll just sit in jail and you don't want that to happen.
No, ma'am.
Right, okay. So I am gonna release you on your own recognizance on both counts. And like I said, you need to make sure you keep in touch with the public defender's office. They have a correct address for you as well as the clerk, okay,
Yes,
wherever
ma'am.
you're living, and you need to make sure you show up to any court date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription, and you can't go back to the Food Lotto store, and I
had a,
Okay, I'm just letting you know, if you go back there, you may get arrested. Okay?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, please?
Kristen Tomlinson.
All right, Ms. Tomlinson, you're here in 2019 MM 8433AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication guilt, credit for time served, and no return. May I have just a moment?
Sure.
Ms. Tomlinson would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Ms. Tomlinson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the
Yes, ma'am.
bottom? Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Can't go back to 11639 East Colonial Drive that day's in, okay? Abide by the trespass warning. And I have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 16, 2020, all right? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, good morning. Please tell me your name, sir.
John Atkinson.
All right, Mr. Atkinson. You're here, you were picked up on an Osceola County warrant. Looks like the judge in that case did set your bond at $2,000. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, Osceola County has 24 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order, and if they don't do so in that time frame, you'll come back before myself. Okay, but you do have a bond. Please tell me your name, sir.
Harold Blanco.
All right, Mr. Blanco, you're here. You were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Sumter County. The judge did set your bond at none on each of your counts in Sumter County. And so Sumter County has 72 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order. If they don't do so in that time frame, that does not include weekends or holidays, then you'll come back before a judge, okay? Please tell me your name.
John Irizarry.
All right, Mr. Irizarry, you're here. You were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County. And the judge did set your bond at none in the case. And Seminole County will have 24 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order. If they don't do so within that time frame, you'll come back before me, okay?
Okay, I just got a question. I was released Monday night, and I reported to my probation officer directed by the judge in Seminole County. And yesterday they just,
I don't know what's going on in Seminole County.
okay,
All I can tell you is that there was an active warrant that you were served with.
Okay.
For a VOP, it looks like. So I don't know.
okay.
You'll have to see when you get to Seminole County what it's all about, okay?
So they have 24 hours?
Right, from right now, they have 24 hours to come and pick you up. That's what our administrative order says. The statute says a reasonable amount of time. So I don't know if there's communication with Seminole, but it's next door, so they're usually pretty good about picking people up.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Danielle Miller.
All right, Miss Miller, you were picked up on a Seminole County warrant, and the judge did set your bond at none in the case. And as I told the gentleman before you, Seminole County has 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up. If they don't do so, you'll come back before me, okay?
Tomorrow morning.
24 hours from right now. My guess is they're coming to get you. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Donald Roberts,
All right, Mr. Roberts, you were picked up on a out-of-county warrant out of Marion County. The judge did set your bond at $2,000 in the case, so if you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, Marion County will have 72 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order, not including weekends or holidays. And if not, then you'll come back before a judge, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're able to bond out, you can bond out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good luck.
Mr. Baker, is mental health / hospital done?
Baker, okay, Mr. Baker. So should we call it hospital?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll say reset within 24 hours of his release from the hospital, and that was 2019 CT 7517.
Your Honor, state requested we not reset it. Say there's no objection filed on the lesser included or just a straight misdemeanor DUI. This way he can bond out from the hospital if he's released. I spoke to the defense, we spoke about previously before court started this morning. It's charged as a DUI, 2 priors.
Yeah, he has 2 priors.
However, on the, it still has a CT case number.
The citation just listed the simple DUI.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't have a citation, so I don't, yeah.
there's a straight misdemeanor DUI.
Do you have the statute for the,
One,
is it 316, 193? That's it? Just 193? Was the PD previously appointed? No. It looks like,
he didn't come yesterday either, so.
Oh, okay.
they would have-
316193. Okay, sub 1-2 for a DUI, and that's pursuant to stipulation between the state and the public defender's office. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him. And I'm gonna set the bond at 1,000. And he's not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Or any alcohol. Okay, and then is Alvarez Vasquez, is that Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay. I'll bring that to them. And then, all right, sir, can you tell me your name?
Yes, Your Honor, my name is Joe Leon Wack.
All right, Mr. Wacker here, looks like for a determination of counsel hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I haven't had an attorney since the 13th one since I was arrested.
Okay. Well, it looks like you told Judge Yancevich that you were gonna get your own attorney, so that's why she didn't appoint the public defender. So I'll appoint them to represent you. you did fill out a form and you do qualify for the public defender, so that you now are now represented. Okay, sir?
Your Honor, I've been,
Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Okay. All right. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Ronnie Dwayne Thomas.
All right, Mr. Thomas. Okay, Mr. Thomas, you're here in 2019 MM 8336AO, and your attorneys have filed a motion for release on your own recognizance or on the alternative to reduce your bond.
State has no objection, Your Honor. He has 20 felonies, 11 misdemeanors, no failure to appear.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
All
them.
right, we have no objection. He has 20 felonies, 11 misdemeanors, no failures to appear.
Okay, let me just pull the case up real quick. And he's out on release on multiple cases? Okay, so he's in custody on multiple cases. Okay, so he understands that if he gets out on bond, and the bonds were revoked in those cases?
Now, she stayed my bonds because I was trying to tell her that my money was tied up in those bonds.
Huh?
Endorsed.
So you're out on release, but you're not out. And no action was taken at the initial appearance for this case. That was Judge Clark. So he has not bonded out, they were endorsed. Okay. So my problem is you're out on release, well, you have 2 pending cases, and you picked up a 3rd case, and Judge Clark did not revoke your bonds on the other cases.
No, ma'am.
Right. So I don't think your bond is inappropriate or unreasonable.
Ma'am, the reason that it's like this is because it took me 4 months to come up. I don't have a job. It took me 4 months to be able to pay a bond that I was out on, and I don't have any money to get out. In the cases that I've got,
I
I'm a
understand that,
girl.
but that's one factor that I consider when I'm looking at bond and whether or not I should release you on your own recognizance. You now have 3 pending cases before the court.
Yes. And Your Honor, Mr. Thomas isn't a flight risk. He's been in Orlando his
All my
entire life. He has never failed to appear at any court appearance despite his history. And Your Honor, he has made attempts to get someone to help him with his bond, but the only thing has come from that is a family friend letting him stay there upon release. So he has no one to help him with this bond.
I paid everything I had for these bonds.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I'll grant your motion, but I can tell you right now, if you come back again, you're probably gonna get your bond revoked on all 3 cases.
Yes, ma'am.
If I see you, it's likely that that's gonna happen. Okay, so you need to stay in touch with your attorneys, and you do not miss any court dates. If you do, you're probably just gonna be sitting in the Orange County Jail until you resolve your cases. Please tell me your name, sir.
Westbrook David Kennard, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Westbrook, you're here in 2019 MM 861AW. Your attorneys have filed a motion for non-monetary release conditions. Let me just pull up your case.
Says no objection, Your Honor. He has 15 prior felonies, 4 misdemeanors, no failures to appear. He is here on duelist and no motor vehicle registration as well.
Is that all stemming from the same incident?
May I have a moment?
Okay, 'cause I don't,
No receipts of cases will even be in our system at this point.
there's a $500 bond in this case.
He has a $500 bond in the duelist, and then a $100 bond in no motor vehicle registration.
I think it all came from the same incident, based on the affidavit in this case.
$924.
Has he bonded out on the other cases?
No, he's in custody.
And what's his criminal history again? Does he have, I mean, has no failures to appear?
No failures to appear.
Any out of state?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor. I'm looking at her. No out-of-state history.
All right, Mr. Westbrook, I'm gonna grant your motion.
Thank you so much.
Need to
Your
make
Honor.
sure that you keep in touch with the Office of the Public Defender. Everybody has your correct address and way to get a hold of you, because if you don't miss it, if you miss a court date, chances are the judge will issue a capias. I don't know if that would be a no bond capias, but very well may be.
May I ask one question, ma'am?
Sure.
And this can go on the record, it's fine. Also, my public defender asked, he filed ROR for those as well. God bless you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
And that's as to this case only.
God bless you, ma'am.
Okay, I have a couple regional conflict council 33-day motions. I have 2019 CF 12947AO Jelvis Javier A's Lazardi Baez.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 30th day.
Okay, that will be granted. (2019) CF 130298 George Angel Ayala. See, an information was filed.
That should be denied, yeah, information was filed.
Okay. Y'all ready on the 33 days? Okay. 2019 CF 13035AO Rhonda Lynn McCrummon.
That should be denied the state file information on 10/15.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 12436AO Patrick Fitaggio. Looks like his bond was revoked on September 11th, 2019.
State file notice of non-filing.
So his bond was revoked. Proper motion is to file a motion to set bond. That will be denied. (2019) CF 11825AO Francesca Jean Berry.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 13064AO Robert Lee Hendricks.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd
I'll
day.
grant that knowing it's untimely. He's not been in jail for the 33 days. (2019) MM 7605AO Robert Lee Hendricks.
Granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
Again, untimely, but it'll be granted based on the state. 2019 CF 13065AO Robert Lee Hendricks.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
Again, untimely, but I'll grant that. This is the notice of non-filing. 2019 CF 12988AO Summer Star Robinson.
That should be denied the state file information on 10/15.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 8835AO Rajari Lamar Smith.
Should be granted the state file of no information.
That will be granted. (2019) CF 8161AO Santiago Melendez Cruz.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 8089AO Santiago Melendez Cruz.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 12053AO Santiago Melendez Cruz.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 10839AO Alexander John Diala.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 13033AO Daquan Antonio Walker.
Should be be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 12982AO Carlos Flor Rivera.
It should be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 7460AO Willie Harris.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
All right, that will be granted. Alright, anything else? Oh, Mr. Aero. Oh, sure. Can you print out whatever you have? Okay. Do we have the case number that I saw on yesterday?
Yes, sir. 19 CF 14433, and there was also 19 CF 14434.
14434.
Yes. That's the
I re-
outbound bond
I
case.
revoked
I
the-
don't have it out.
Huh?
I don't have the outbound bond case number.
It's 2019 CF 1922AO.
What else we doing yesterday? No, it's-
Sure.
Is he still in DRC? Is it April still in DRC?
It's actually sent directly from the paper, and I confirmed that that's
This person, Brent, he's still.
And so how do I know that this is his mom?
Well, also just to let you know, it's his grandmother.
He said his mom.
Yes, I'm just from culture,
I-
usually grandmother can be a mom if they're raised, and from who I spoke with, he raised them. So I think that's why he was.
Who'd you speak with?
I spoke with his fiance and I also spoke with a family friend who he referred to as uncle. His name was Jordan. I don't know the last name, but I had it. I spoke with two people yesterday who were able to contact the funeral home and have them send it to us.
Okay. And what's the state's position? He's on, he's out on bond.
State has no objection to taking no action here on the outline bond case. Leaving the bonds that were set yesterday on the new law as is.
What was the out on bond 9221?
1922.
Ms. Kenny Swanson, what, in terms of prior to me being here, were there any furloughs ever granted for purposes of a funeral?
I don't remember a furlough being granted, except I think at one time when I was a defense attorney from DOC, but as far as the jail, I don't know. I don't even remember what their policy was, but I know it never happened when I was a defense attorney. It has not happened since I've been a prosecutor.
Okay, so since you've been here, nobody's been granted a furlough?
No, I don't know how their procedure. I know-
You would have to approve of it?
Yeah, I figured you have to pay for it. I know they have to pay for security to go with them, that kind of stuff, but I don't know kind of what the jail's process is.
Okay, all right. All right. All right, so in 2019 CF 1922, I'm going to, I guess, revoke my revocation? If that makes sense? Vacate my revocation. Due to the information provided by Ms. Haling as to the funeral services for, and she's advising as an officer of the court that she spoke with family members of the defendant. And I have documentation from the funeral home, which she says was provided directly from the funeral home to herself, with regards to funeral services for his grandmother, Louise Williams. And because of that, I will vacate my revocation. I am staying the bonds as set in the other cases. And you need to advise him that if he gets picked up on anything else, it's getting revoked. Okay? All right, and we'll put this in the court file if we can do that. So the case number is 2019 CF 1922 that I revoked the bond in. The case numbers that he was here on yesterday, if you need those too. Okay.
Revocation.
All right, anything else? We are back on the record. It's Judge Wish, October 16th, 2019. This is courtroom 1, session 2. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Hoppy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
All right, sir, can you please tell me your name?
Barry King.
All right, Mr. Kinsey, you're here in 2019 CF 14479AO. You're arrested for burglary of a structure, burglary of a conveyance, possession of burglary tools, and possession of MDMA. I find probable cause for counts 1 through 3. I don't find probable cause for count 4, and I believe the parties have agreed to that as well.
No objection, I'll
Okay.
count for Your Honor.
So, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir, and you're not to return back to 1325 West Anderson Street, Commercial Vehicle Services. That's a business. You're not to return back there. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, no drugs or any alcohol without a valid prescription. And the bond will stay set at $5,000 on count 1. I'll reduce count 2 to $150. I'll reduce count 3 to $150, and I'll ROR you on count 4. All right, please tell me your name.
Francisco Lacona.
Okay. Patrick Munoz? He's who I had next, but. Oh, okay. What was your name, sir, again?
Francisco Lacona. It might be under Lagos.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. All right. So we were a little confused about what's going on with your case. So we're under the impression that it's a Miami-Dade case, not an Orange County case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we had a warrant with a judge's name on it here in Orange County, but we don't believe that it's an Orange County case. So it looks like it's in a Miami-Dade County case. You have no bond at this time. And so Miami-Dade will have 72 hours pursuant to our administrative order, not including weekends or holidays, to come and pick you up, okay? If they don't do so within that time frame, you'll come back before a judge, okay? Has there been contact, Jenny, with Miami? Okay, all right. Okay. So we won't appoint any.
Yeah, we
I'm
don't
gonna rip
need
it
to
out.
have
Okay,
that.
I'll just rip that out. No, okay. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Patrick Munoz.
All right, Mr. Munoz, you're hearing case number 2017 CF 15861AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant for a violation of drug offender probation, and the judge did set your bond at none in the case. And do you want me to, are you planning on getting your own attorney?
Yes, I have an attorney, Neil McShane, advised me to turn myself in last night, same
Okay.
day as they issued the
All right,
warrant.
well, you'll be seen by Judge Whitehead in a week to 10 days, could be a little bit sooner, okay?
Sure, thank you.
Josue Santiago is medical, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset. And please tell me your name, sir.
Keith Rick Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're here in 2019 CF 14485. You're arrested for trafficking in methamphetamines, over 14 grams with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of MDMA, possession of cocaine with a weapon, and carrying a concealed firearm. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You may not possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond on count 1 will be $100,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $150,000, count 3 $150,000, count 4 $150,000, and count 5 $150,000.
Total count, Your Honor.
$100,000. It's the bond schedule. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Michael Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're here in 2 cases, 2019 MO 1721. You're arrested for some city violations. It looks like fishing from a city-owned property and being in the presence of a park after it's closed, specifically Lake Eola Park. There's probable cause for those offenses, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And then you're also here for a violation of a condition of pretrial release in 2019 CF 9526AO. And in that case, the judge did set your bond at $5,000. Does he have the PD in that case? The felony?
Yes.
Okay, you do have the public defender in that case. I don't know if the state has an offer for the,
I didn't make one, but if he wants to, it can be a withhold credit time, sir. No return to Lake Eola.
okay, so if you want to resolve the city case, it'll
Yes,
be a
ma'am.
withhold and credit for time served.
Yes, ma'am.
And no return? Is that what
Yes,
you
Your
said?
Honor, no return,
Okay,
thank you.
and no return. And then you do have a $5,000 bond in the other case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Wilson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication on each count. Sentence you to, is it 1 or 2?
One.
1 day in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served, and that'll be on each count running concurrent. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order that you pay those by October 16, 2020, okay? If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
James Timothy Pollard.
All right, Mr. Pollard, you're here in 2019 MM 8438AO. You're arrested for exposure of sexual organs and trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I don't